What up, Tag Nation? It is the trio. You know what I'm saying? The Triforce. You know, one is missing at the moment. You know, maybe because he's hiding his head in shame. Who knows? He may be hiding his head in shame because there's a new champion in the Tag Nation, and it's this man right here. He said it in his name, King Yeager. You know what I'm saying? King Yeager. You know what I'm saying? He's on his fifth title reign. 1, 2, 3, 4, five times, five times, five times, five times, five times. But you know what? More about all of our shenanigans after the intro.
T.A.G.
That's tag shit.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up to climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really want.
Well, what up, Tag Nations? It's
What
the
up?
trio. ScooterRay, King Yeager, Lip Dizzle. He's currently, you know, doing Lip Dizzle things. Like I said, he's probably crying in the corner because, you know, he gave up his belt to King Yeager over here. You know what I'm saying? King Yeager came in. He said he had his own prophecy to fulfill. And you know what I'm saying? He had to hit Diesel with a few of those Blade Runners, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? He had to
three of them.
Good 3 Blade Runners back to back to get them belts out. Get that belt off.
Dizzy.
Dizzle. Yep. Mad dizzy. Put it this way. After the third Blade Runner, he spun around and was like, oh, boom, and it just happened to just boom, 1, 2, 3, took the belt off of Dizzle.
So dizzy, just rolled right over on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it happens like that. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? We here to talk about AEW with WrestleDream. This was like their little dedication show to the late great Antonio Inoki. This was like their inaugural WrestleDream to kind of pay some respects to one of the pioneers of this thing we love so much, professional wrestling. And to be honest, the show didn't disappoint. There were definitely some highs and lows, but the show didn't disappoint, in my opinion. I don't know how I'm starting to feel that that AEW is doing more. I know, wrong show. I don't know how I'm starting to feel that AEW is doing more and more pay-per-views now, but I'm pretty sure more on that at some point.
They were going to grow at some point.
Yeah, at some point, you're right. They had to grow. Forgive us. We're going to kind of speed through 0 Hour because not to say the matches were bad.
Just very predictable.
You had...
They were what they were.
Yes. You had Team Kojima, which was Satoshi Kojima, Keith Lee, Billy Starks, Athena versus Mercedes Martinez, Diamante, Shane Taylor, Lee Moriarty. I don't know how this became what it became, considering this was supposed to be Keith Lee beefing with Taylor and Moriarty. So I don't know how all of these other people got involved, but hey, 8-person tag, Team Kojima wins. Anybody want to say anything?
It's just the way WWE books. You know,
okay.
It's like, hey, let's throw everybody on this shit. You know, might as well. It's a pre-show shit. All right, cool.
Like, who's going to be doing nothing on Sunday? Okay, Keith Lee, let's get you with... Yeah, all y'all. No.
Yeah, let's... Next up, we have BCC's own Claudio Castagnoli versus Josh Barnett. This felt like this should have been on Dynamite. I feel like this would have been better on Dynamite, considering what happened afterwards. But Josh Barnett was like, hey, the skills improving, but I'm going to want this rematch at some point and this, that. Now, it was good to get John Moxley. You know, John Moxley returned and he was on commentary for all the BCC matches.
It's really good on commentary.
He actually is. Like, he actually might have a future in this when it's all said and done with.
Very unexpected out of John Moxley.
As long as he watches his language.
Yeah, he was doing a shitload of cussing. Oh,
Just have him as a pay-per-view commentator.
So
there
I'm
you go.
telling you, Future's up ahead when the whole Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. and he was off the mic and he was like, "Come on,
Get
Danielson,
this
fuck that
fucking
guy."
head in. It's
But
like,
yeah,
Jesus, dude.
but Mox is back. He was on commentary through the 3 BCC matches. But Claudio gets the dub here. Afterwards, Josh Barnett, they showed some friendship, showed some, because it was a little bit of confliction because Moxley. Thank you, Moxley, for being like, hey, this match is a little conflicting for me because Barnett helped me be the man I am today, but Claudio is my brother, so I'm a little conflicted in it. Thank you, Moxley, for giving some more oomph into the commentary to let us know things like that. I can appreciate that. But yeah,
Yeah.
so we'll see where this goes. This match, Luchasaurus, Nick Wayne. There was no way I was gonna pick Nick Wayne over Luchasaurus.
Nah.
Personally speaking, Luchasaurus.
No, I knew where this was going.
Yeah.
No, I mean, guys, Nick Wayne is a fatherless child. He was never going to win.
If you let Christian Cage tell it, the
You know what?
turtleneck God.
I'm gonna save all my Christian Cage comments for after the Darby and Cage match.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to. I need to because there's
Like I
just
said,
Oh, damn.
let me do some more. Let me do some more rearranging here. Let's kind of go back to the old format for old time's
Ooh.
sakes. Let's do it for old time's sakes. And then, you get the Acclaim and Daddy Ass versus TMDK. For those that don't know, the Mighty Don't Kneel. Once again, this was the Mighty Don't Kneel's first time as a trio. They wasn't about to beat the Acclaim and Daddy Ass. Now, shout outs to Caster in those retribution bars he delivered toward Shane Haste. But yeah. But yeah, the Acclaimed and Daddy Ass. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. All right. To start the show off proper, what was supposed to be a proper tag team match turned into a 2-on-1 handicap match where we had MJF defending the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships against Dutch and Vincent, the Righteous, and boy, oh boy, oh boy, Adam Cole. Why did you had to jump off that stage the way you jumped off that stage?
This was a fucking joke.
It was.
fucking trash.
So I'm gonna say this, right? And I want to say it was either you, Jaeger, or you, Dizzle, alluded to it when we reviewed All In about why build up Aussie Open just for them to lose like this and
Oh yeah.
stuff. Same thing. You build up the Righteous. They defeated the Hardy Boys, which was like, oh shit, they defeated the legendary tag team. They won a fatal 4-way to even get the shot. They were proven to try to be a threat to Cole and MJF, and then kangaroo kicks and stuff.
And heads up asses.
So
I'm mad at this because if you
and Dark Order. Hold on, my bad, Dizzle.
Oh,
and Dark Order, you build up Dark Order the way you did, and just. But go ahead, Dizzle. I'm sorry.
Out of everything that AEW could have done, past, present, whatever, this to me is possibly the most gimmick WWE booking that you could do.
Yes,
because
I 1000% agree.
The promo and the vignettes that they had for the Righteous, I thought were fantastic, and this would have been better placed with the Righteous against FTR versus the Righteous against MJF alone. Now, granted, if they had
I would prefer that better.
Yeah, if you had Adam Cole here, then cool. I would have just taken this match off the card altogether if you were going to do this. it was enough matches on the card as it is to where you could have easily taken this off and given that time to another match.
Yep.
It's just you. Like, I get
Hell,
it.
they could have put the Claudio and Josh Barnett
Yes,
on the main
Oh yeah,
card.
very much.
a three
If that's
match.
the case, yeah.
A 3-match pre-show is not an issue at all. Like, you could have easily done that. And I get they want to keep MJF on the show, but this felt more like an ROH show than anything. So to me, it's like you could have easily had MJF take the night off.
Yes.
Or at least given him a promo, or like to explain like what the fuck happened at the end of Dynamite, and just left it at that. Like, I would have rather that than anything else. But this shit is just it's getting to the point, and this is what I said before. You only have about 3 to 4 weeks for this whole MJF face turn Cole shit.
To be honest with you, it's less than that to me.
See, and that's the
it's
thing.
less than that because so the way I'm looking at it now,
he's got to keep
MJF and Jay White are supposed to beef.
Mm-hmm.
Jay White and the Bullet Club Gold was going to be the heels in this situation. Let's face it.
Mm-hmm.
You had these group of people beat up Jay White. Then you had the guy wearing MJF's mask and people.
Mm-hmm.
He was not built like MJF at all.
No.
Now, I had an ongoing joke about when the Pinnacle beat up Darby Allin. Yes, it's the first time I'm admitting that, yes, we all know that was the Pinnacle who beat up Darby Allin. But still, no face, no case. That motherfucker was not built like MJF whatsoever. At least if you was going to toy with the idea of, was it MJF, at least have the same muscle structure. We know damn well that was not MJF.
No, it was Adam Copeland.
What's up?
No, it was Adam Copeland.
Look, at this point, why not? But yeah, this match, I'm like you, Dizzle. They could have went ahead and left this off the card if they was gonna turn the righteous to this, because now they don't look like a threat anymore.
No. Their promos and vignettes had me looking at them on a different level.
Same, because I wasn't familiar with them until the last few weeks.
Oh, so the Righteous, they were also rumored. I have to say rumored.
Yes, I know they're supposed to be rumored to be part of the Wyatt Six. I know that. But yeah,
because they were in NXT for a bit.
Yes.
But outside of that, they took them at a perfect time and then had them looking good. And so it's like, this is a wet fart.
Yes.
I would have been happier if they completely dominated him.
Yes.
Like, all that tough talk he did, he's injured. It would have made sense. Like, he's got that fucking like tape all over his neck. It would have made more sense for him to do all the shit talking and then like put up a solid fight. But yeah, ultimately, like, maybe get dominated.
And like he stole the win or something, you know.
And here's the problem.
Yeah, like maybe gets the fucking low blow into a fucking hook or something, you know.
And the problem with this is, and I know we're giving it a lot of time for this nothing of a match,
right?
But it's like, if you would have given them the win over MJF, it still wouldn't have felt as deserved. And I feel like that also would have been a way. So it's like there's no win-win scenario in this situation. It's completely lose-lose when you do it like this.
To be perfectly honest with you, they should never gave them belts.
They shouldn't have ever given them the belts.
To be perfect, like looking back.
I completely agree with you.
And going back to when it happened in All In, they should have never gave them the belts.
Unless you were gonna pull the trigger right away on
Cole joining.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. He didn't even have to join. He just had to like turn on MJF.
That would have been fine too.
True. But yeah, so the next match, we had Eddie Kingston defending the ROH World Championship and the NJP Openweight title against ROH's pure champion, Katsuyori Shibata. Damn, that was a lot to say just now. I had no excitement going into this match, but I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it.
I'm
I
gonna tell
did
you
enjoy
why.
the match because I can enjoy the styles, but I really had no like, yeah, I want to see this. You know.
I'll tell you why in a second when we get to it.
I'll tell you why. Because Eddie Kingston, ever since going on that little tour of the G1, has learned some real intense wrestling.
I'll
And I
agree with you.
appreciate that.
I'll agree with you, but I'll also disagree with you at the
Okay.
same
Ooh.
time. And here's why.
Okay,
Yes,
what you got?
Eddie Kingston has a passion for New Japan and that style of wrestling. Yes,
Yeah.
that adds to that.
Yeah.
That's why I agree with you. But I don't
Okay.
100% agree with that because Eddie Kingston has a connection with the fans and he has a
Yes.
way of making you feel a certain way, which anytime I think about Eddie Kingston, I think about the phrase people's champ
Yes.
because
Easily.
because the way that he exudes that aura that people kind of like are
Gravitating towards them.
gravitating to.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It makes it so that way no matter what he does, whether it could be trash, because like the Castagnoli match that he had, I felt was like lackluster.
It was very
But,
lackluster.
but once he
Very.
won, it made
His
you
match with
feel something.
Claudio?
Say it again.
You're talking about his match with Claudio? That was not that bad?
Yeah.
Not that good?
And it
Yeah.
wasn't that good to me.
No. I
it
didn't like it.
it could have been way better.
For the emotional impact that it had, it should have been better, right?
Right there. That's it. That's what I'm saying. His emotional impact that he has whenever he does something, it makes you think more. It elevates everything that he does, even if what he physically does is not all that good.
Yeah.
And that's a crazy thing to have. Because imagine if he was fantastic in the fucking ring, he could be put in a category of one of the greatest, but he's
Fact.
not. It's only because of what he exudes that makes you look at him a certain way.
Yeah.
And I think that's good because I think right now, as far as his professional wrestling career, this could be the best run that he's had in his whole career.
Oh no, it's gonna be. I mean, not to downplay Kingston like that,
Absolutely.
but with Kingston's style and everything, this is gonna be the quote unquote biggest he's gonna be at the moment. Like
He
I
is
can't
Eddie
see
two belts right now.
like I can't see if like next year Kingston decides to go to WWE, he's going to have a better impact than this. Or if Kingston decides to even go to New Japan full time, or even go to Impact, I don't see him having such this meteoric
Oh, he's
rise.
signed for 4 more years.
Oh yeah, he did.
Oh well, see, there you go.
And I'll say that to piggyback off of you, Scoot, is the fact that if he did happen to go to New Japan, he would benefit more from that than going to WWE.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
WWE at the point is it's very apparent who WWE wants to be their stars.
Yeah. Absolutely.
AEW, when we get to some things in the show, including the next match, there's some things to where AEW, I feel at times don't pull the trigger on certain things, but the people still looks like a star. Because you know, sometimes in WWE's case, if a person loses a belt or loses that chance, they kind of lose a little bit of their luster a little bit. Luckily, LA Knight was able to kind of shake it off that he didn't win Money in the Bank, that he was able to shake off the fact that, you know, I'm still LA Knight in this bitch.
Thank
you know,
God.
Cody was able to shake off the fact that he won the Rumble, lost at Mania. He's still like, I'm still Cody in this bitch. But there's been other wrestlers who was in the same position, and unfortunately, it was like, ooh, maybe you wasn't the star that we thought you was, you know, type of situation.
True.
But AEW does do a good job at keeping people in a situation to where it's like, even though they lose or whatever, they still look good. You can still root for them, cheer for them. I mean, look at Cassidy. Cassidy went through hell as international champion. He lost it. He's still Orange Cassidy, just without the International Championship.
Still one of the best champions in modern history right now.
Yes. But in this match here, it was good to see, like you said, the hard hitting styles, so just really them going at it. And, Kingston ultimately, of course, retaining. But yeah, we'll see where it goes from here.
Shibata is a fucking monster, bro.
He is.
He's a fucking monster.
Jaeger, Dizzle, anything y'all want to say before we move on to the next match?
No, it was pretty predictable, but I'm not mad at the match. I think that we got what we needed to get, especially on a tribute show to Inoki. So
now the next match. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it was plenty of hard hitting action, plenty of technical beauty in people that honestly I saw a lot more technicality from Kingston than I thought I was going to see. I thought I was going to see more brawling, and that's great to see his growth so far like that.
Now the next match, though we all picked correctly, I wish it would have went the other way. That is TBS Championship, Chris Statlander versus the House of Blacks, Julia Hart.
Okay, hold up, Scoot. Hold on.
Go ahead.
You said something that had that to where I had to cut you off.
Go ahead.
I agree with you. I agree.
No, you picked Julia Hart.
No. I picked Stat. Jugs picked Julia Hart.
Jugs picked Julia Hart. Yeah, shout out to Jugs.
I agree with you because in everything in my being told me to pick Julia Hart because it seemed right. But the problem was after her match with Willow Nightingale, I believe it was on either Rampage. I think it was on Rampage, or was it on Dynamite? I think it was Dynamite.
Yeah.
After that match, when Stat came out and when Stat came out and then you seen her kind of backing away from Stat, but it that to me just showed, oh yeah, Stat's gonna win. But the ovation that Julia Hart gets, it's like that's one of the things where it's like you call an audible, and it's like, you know what? Let's see where this goes. Let's go ahead and just pull the trigger on it.
You know what also made me pick Stat? I want to say it was the Countdown show. When they said Statlander is the defeater of the undefeateds, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
You did do it to fucking.
They want to put that doubt in your mind.
They did. And that's why I was like, I'm going to just pick Statlander. Like, I was like, I'm going to just go with the state of it. Even though, the way we do. So for those who are new, when we do our predictions, regular matches are 1 point, championship matches are 2 points. So, of course, you want to be on point with the championship matches because you can either go up 2 points or down 2 points. So sometimes it's usually best to stick with the champ unless you just know the champ is going to lose. But, yeah. So, but I can appreciate the fact that, she had to, she slapped the mist out of her mouth so she couldn't take the mist, and she had to take a tombstone and a Sunday Night Fever and all of that. Like, I can get all of that, but it's like at this point, why let her go through a 25 win streak?
Mm-hmm. Only to lose at the end.
Just for it to end.
And I will say this, like, I can understand if like Stat was the AEW women's champion, then I could be like, okay, that is like the main belt. But you're talking about the TBS championship here. Stat does not lose anything by losing this belt because all she would get at that point is a step up to the AEW women's championship scene, which is not a problem,
True.
And I think especially if you decided to put that belt on Julia Hart, even after House of Black have lost the trios championships, it would still put the House of Black in a standard where they would still be, quotations, relevant because it's not like they're not relevant. It's just the fact that it would still keep them in a certain area to keep them strong in a sense.
Yeah.
Because Brody King is still technically hurt.
Oh, is it? Okay.
He says he has a broken hand.
He carried off Julia just fine.
Say it again, Jaeger.
I was saying he carried off Julia just fine.
Well, I mean that.
Right?
I mean,
he just
look.
He's fine.
I mean, broken hand, broken leg, broken ribs. I'm sure we do the same thing. Shout out to, wait, is Big Shotty still?
I don't know. I think I'm assuming Big Shotty is still with.
Because if he is,
right? Shout out to that. What the fuck was her second finisher on? I'm sorry, you said it earlier.
Sunday Night Fever.
Yeah. Shout out to that Sunday Night Fever she did to Julia Hart.
Which, funny enough, I love how Excalibur, depending on what night she's on, he changes it to that night.
She has transition too.
Yeah,
from the pile driver to that. Yeah, had a great view. Anyway,
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
No lies were told here, sir.
But so like I said, it wasn't a bad match. It was like this was one of the times I wish I was wrong, and they would have went ahead and put the belt on Julia.
It's weird because I feel the same way.
Yeah,
I feel the
I would have been happy.
Way.
Would have been happier if Julia won it, but I was like, nah, they're not taking it off stat.
I think she deserves it too because she's improved so much. I think she's probably the most improved female on AEW roster. I mean, talking about character, in ring. I
can agree with that.
She has, and I think it's
I can agree. Anything else? Anybody got to say before we go to the next match?
I've said my piece, and I think I'm good on that.
Jaeger?
Yeah, I'm solid here.
Now, this next match we're going to talk about, I want to say it was Jaeger and I's only blemish of the night. The only match we got wrong of the whole night.
Wait, if so, then I got that wrong too. If we're talking about the same match.
It was fatal four-way. Number one contenders match. You had the Young Bucks, the Guns, Orange Hook, and the Lucha Bros. This was the only match. Oops.
You tell me right now why the Guns shouldn't have won this.
Orange Hook shouldn't have won.
I was gonna pick the Pew Pew Boys. I was.
Pews.
And then I was gonna pick Orange and Hook, but either way I would have lost because I would have never picked the Bucks to win at all.
Well, see, funny enough, so before Jaeger and I started recording in pre-production, we discussed this because we said Young Bucks would have never came to our mind because they are currently the ROH 6-man champions, and they just lost to FTR.
Wait, hold up. They're currently ROH 6-man tag?
Yes, with Hangman.
Wait, hold up. Wait.
Wait. You didn't see Grand Slam where they beat Gates of Agony?
No, hold on. Oh, wait. No, I didn't see it because when you said that, I was like, wait a minute. How did Swerve use the 6-man belt if they won it? But I guess they won it with Hangman.
Yes.
Yeah, the Bucks came out with their belt. Hangman came out with his.
You didn't pay attention at the Bucks.
I was, bro. I don't know what was going on, but I not once paid attention to that shit.
Yeah, they beat Gates of Agony and Lord, that's not that man's name. Brian Cage at Grand Slam. And so in my head, like Jaeger and I discussed, they were current 6-man champions, and they just recently lost to FTR in the rubber match. Penta and Ray. I mean, Ray's the fucking international champion right now. And then fucking Hook and Orange Cassidy are just thrown together. So it's like, yeah, you could have gone with Orange Cassidy and Hook winning to make sense, like to keep Orange Cassidy like busy. I mean, but then like that wouldn't have made really much sense story wise. So you go with the people who still have a feud against FTR, which would have been the Guns.
Okay, Now, here's the reason why I picked Orange and Hook, because I was going to go with the Pew Pew Boys first, because I was like, okay, well, if you're going to take the titles off FTR, it should be the
Pew
Guns.
pew.
Thanks for the switch up. But at the same time, I was like, well, if you think about it, FTR has had matches with all three of these teams except for Hook and Cassidy. So if you're gonna go ahead and just throw a nice little, hey, give me a one-time type of thing and make Hook look good, why not just put FTR against Orange and Hook, based on the track record, and just give us a fresh matchup, and then go with the Guns beating FTR. The other ones didn't really make sense. Penta and Phoenix didn't make sense. A fourth match between the Bucks didn't make any sense to me. So it only made logical sense for me to pick Orange and Hook. But yeah, Bucks, they're clearly going 5 matches with this one, if this is the case, because they're not going to keep it even.
No way.
So yeah.
So the Bucks are clearly going to win the 4th.
I don't see it. I don't see it. It's oh, man.
They're going to have to win.
I just don't think this match should happen.
I don't think so either.
I really
I don't think so either. It should have been the Pew Pews.
At least right now. Like,
sorry I was away, but Dizzle's reasoning was the reason why I picked Orange Hook. That's the only team they hadn't win against.
Yeah.
I'm over here thinking about it's gonna put more butts in seats or make the most sense story wise, or feud wise.
I figured so. The way I looked at this match, period, in all honesty, I didn't really, and this is me being honest, whoever won this match, I didn't think was going to beat FTR. But now that you put the Young Bucks in it, now it's a strong possibility it could happen now.
I mean, but the Young Bucks have to win to make it a 4th match.
So, yeah, at this point,
or maybe the only way out of this, if you're not going to get the Young Bucks winning match number 4, is FTR drops them out of nowhere before the Bucks.
Oh, they kind of cheat in a sense.
Or some other team beats them. Yeah, they're cheating, or they're jumping them backstage, and then they still try to go out and wrestle or some shit like that.
Well, we'll see. I mean, like I said, the only blemish was this damn match. And it was all right.
It was still a good match.
Whatever.
Still a good match. But yeah.
Now, the next match, I'm not going to lie. I had fear of who I picked, but when I saw everybody else was kind of on the same page, I can't remember if anybody picked differently, then I was kind of like, all right, cool. The next match, whose house?
Swerve's house.
Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page. And boy, did they give Swerve a hero's welcome.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to just say this. Shouts out to AEW's MVP as of late, Prince Nana.
Oh my God, Nana is the best.
Yo, all right. Because I know
I
shit on Scoot for the whole Stokely Hathaway shit.
Oh, are you talking about him right here? Him right there? Big Stoke?
Big get him off my screen.
Big Stoke.
Get him off our screen. But Prince Nana, I get it. I get Scoot's whole deal with Hathaway because when Prince Nana comes on, I'm like, yo, that's my guy. That's my guy right there. Because he giving it. He giving everything to it.
Yes.
Man. So
yes. And look, not only did the crowd give Swerve a hero's welcome, they booed Hangman.
They actually did.
Booed Hangman. And look, the whole time I was watching this match, I was like, I know I picked Swerve. I'm going to still stick with Swerve. but I just know I just knew in my heart they was gonna give it to Hangman. And this was arguably my favorite match of the night. I will say personally, this was my favorite match of the night. And he used Nana's headband, nothing. But then when he got belted with that damn title, it was like shit. Like shit.
This match was more important than it had every reason to be, and I'll tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because of the fact that it was in Seattle.
Yes.
Seattle did what they were supposed to. They rooted for all of their hometown guys.
Yes, they
Swerve, Danielson,
Darby, Nick Wayne.
Nick Wayne. Like, and the reason why I say it was more important than it should have been because normally you wouldn't get that ovation for Swerve because of the fact that one, he's a heel, and two, he was up against Hangman. But the fact,
I'm telling you, boy, Donna be out there rocking, man.
The fact that they were in Seattle.
I hope the Mogul Embassy. I hope the Mogul Embassy is at the Dynamite show we going to because
Oh man, he got to be there. I think he really loves Houston though.
So I'm gonna be out there rocking with him. I hope the Mogul Embassy is at that show that's coming to Houston. But go ahead.
No. That was. I mean, I'm hoping that too. But at the same time, this showed that Swerve can be somebody that a lot of people cheer for. You know.
Yes.
So and now, granted, even if people fuck with the Mogul Embassy at certain places, because of the ovation that Swerve got, it showed them that Swerve has the potential to be that main event star. And the match that they put on also showed that. So it was like a whole bunch of things coming together into an amalgamation of, yo, let's pay attention to what he's doing. Because what Swerve is going to do at this point now, as long as AEW works with them and does the right thing, they can make Swerve and the Mogul Embassy a bigger deal than they have every reason to be.
Yes.
So
that's why I wish AR Fox was still there.
Oh,
yeah. It would have been beautiful if AR Fox was still on that shit.
It sucks for that backstage heat. But now,
wait, what happened?
Rewind. What happened?
Oh, y'all didn't know?
No.
Oh, so remember when he couldn't go to London for the Wembley show?
Yeah.
So he had a passport issue that he didn't notify AEW about. And so that's why the turn happened on Dynamite before the Wembley show. Because
what happened?
He couldn't travel outside the state because he had a passport issue that he didn't notify AEW about. So they got mad at him for that.
What was it?
I'm missing all the details because I have it, but I don't know it by heart. So I'm
okay.
off of top of the dome. But basically,
I need all this shit.
I'll give you all this shit.
No.
Get it after the show. But basically, to clip note the shit, he had an issue. He didn't notify AEW about it. They got mad at him because he wasn't being responsible, quote unquote. And since he couldn't make the match, Christian Cage came into play, was his tag partner. And then on Dynamite, they kicked him out of the Mogul Embassy, which is why everything seemed so sudden and why it just kind of seemed like all weird. So, which is why also I'm assuming he hasn't been on any type of AEW TV since then.
I don't think so either.
So yeah. So it's primarily his own fault, but it still sucks regardless.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, I will say this: if they are smart, they will book the Mogul Embassy to take those trios titles off of the Acclaim.
Yes.
For more heel heat.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yes, might as well go ahead and get Gates of Agony and Cage to take the belts off of the Acclaim. I agree.
And that'll quell the whole thing with Cage being underutilized in the right way because Cage right now, his booking is trash.
Yes.
Fucking trash.
I think he's just in the back eating catering most of the time. What are you talking about?
It's crazy the fact that seeing somebody built like that is getting underutilized.
That man needs to eat all the catering in the back because how fucking massive
True,
he is. But
true.
seriously, that is Vince McMahon's wet dream right there.
And
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. WWE would book Cage perfectly because look,
Yes.
Cage is so generic in a sense
he is.
that it's
Unfortunately,
easy
yes.
to put him in a category because of the fact that he does a little bit above average shit because he can move in the ring and because he
Yeah,
can
and
do that.
he reminds you of that, like with a couple of moves here and there.
And
Mhm.
that's which is why they would eat that shit up in WWE.
Fucking drill claw. Oh man, if he
That
could
drill claw
if he
is
could do
like
that drill
stupid.
claw on Bobby Lashley, oh damn, I think Vince would actually like blow it all over the fucking floor.
He would. He would. Everywhere. But good on them for letting Swerve get that dub. And like I said, he had the heroes welcome,
Oh,
all
for
of that.
damn sure. He
And
was damn sure overdue for a W.
next up, I can see why this match needed to happen, but I don't see why it needed to happen on here. And no offense to either one, but we have Absolute Ricky Starks versus BCC's Wheeler Yuta.
This could have been on Rampage.
This could have been on Collision. Since,
Or
Ricky
yeah,
Starks is a fixture on Collision, this could have been on Collision. Not to say it
yeah.
was a bad match or anything, but this could have been on Collision.
I agree with you, but I will tell you the only reason this is my speculation, the only reason why I believe they did this on here is to give Starks a notable win on
Yeah.
a pay-per-view. That's it. That's the
Okay.
only thing that I can come to because he's done the job and Danielson has elevated him in that sense. So it's like, here, let's put him on the card. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and put Yuta on the card too, because like I said, this feels like an ROH show. So why the fuck not have Yuta on there?
Yeah.
Because that puts everybody from BCC on there except for Mox, which Mox was supposed to be on the show too. So
yeah.
So you get a concussion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Absolute gets the dub. He did have a little help from Big Bill in a sense, but Absolute gets the dub. And luckily for Moxley, he could have had to, he had to chill because next up we had the technical masterpiece of a match because this was the first match announced for WrestleDream. The American Dragon, Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. And man, I'm gonna just say
This
this.
fucking match.
I'm gonna just say this personally here. This is coming from me. I'm fat, and the way that they was twisting each other around, it wouldn't have worked out for me. Like this probably would have been a good. This probably would have been a good 1 minute match because the moment they would have started bending me, you got it, fam. I'm tapping. You ain't got the way they was contorting their bodies in this. I'm good. I am.
Dude, Zack
good.
Sabre Jr. is literally like a human octopus, man.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You
He
ain't got
has
the,
like pretzeled himself trying to pretzel other people.
yeah, I'm good. Nah.
Yeah, I will second that with what Jaeger said because it makes sense with that nasty ass trio of dragon screws that he took that made me just like, oh,
Damn. That last dragon screw he took, the way his knee and leg buckled, I was like, oh no.
I thought he was injured for a second.
I thought so too. I was like, oh no. Now, funny enough, I kind of love the little bit of controversy with this fight of how it ended. With Danielson winning with a Busaiku knee, and Nigel McGuinness was all like, technically he won by a strike. He didn't win using, technical wrestling. And then Moxley was like, he still won, dude.
Yeah.
I'm mad. I'm mad at this because I was the only person to pick Zachary Sabre Jr.
Oh, so this was your second. So you had 2 blemishes.
Yeah.
I had.
Okay.
Man, when I was writing up the predictions, I had ZSJ on there for the longest time. And then, like right before I submitted that shit, I'm like, "There's no way." Like they're gonna get like Danielson even said that he's gonna be like quitting soon or like limiting more like wrestling.
Yeah, since his daughter's about to turn 7, so basically he has a year in a sense.
Now this
and that year's coming up.
This is funny with the whole mirror match stuff because people that know us tend to say me and Jaeger are alike, very much so. Now it's funny because while he was sitting there having Zachary Sabre Jr. on his mind, I had Bryan Danielson that whole time, and then I switched at the end.
No. And you know what's funny? Remember when you said you was having difficulties about who to pick, and I said that for the record, next week is the NXT Women's Championship match between Lynch and Knox next Monday. When you said you was having difficulty picking, the only match I had difficulties on was that Fatal 4-Way match because I had Orange Hook, and I think he had his picks in first. And when he put the guns, I was like, shit. I didn't factor them. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm staying with my picks. But even if I would have switched to the guns, I still would have been wrong.
Yeah.
I still would have been wrong. But yeah. So here you go, Jaeger. This is how you wound up with the W. Him picking Zachary over the American Dragon.
Danielson.
Hold up. Now I will say this. Even if I would have picked Danielson to win, Jaeger still would have won.
Really?
All because of the very first match on NXT. Because remember the rulings.
Oh, yeah, he led the whole night. Son of a bitch.
So because of the rulings, like we said, anytime there's a tie, whoever had the lead prior to the tie wins. So that first match, because Blair Davenport had won and I picked Johnny, you would have won either way.
Damn. So this was really why? I didn't realize how close that was. Wow.
Damn. Okay. That was really close.
But yeah, ultimately, like how they had their little back and forths. Danielson hits a vicious Busaiku against Zachary, and he gets the 1, 2, 3. And like I said, they're gonna run it back because Zach, Zach made a challenge, and I think Danielson was like, his WWE name keeps confusing me. They just switched it. But Danielson was like, look, anytime, any place, baby, whenever you ready.
And here's the problem. And I'm sorry, Scoot, because I shouldn't be pushing this longer than it should be.
No, good.
I'm mad because booking wise, it doesn't make sense to give Danielson the win when the Bryan Danielson Award is named after Bryan Danielson, and they've been touting this shit with Zack Sabre Jr. being like the next up past Bryan Danielson. You have him beat Danielson here, and he can gloat and talk about how this could be like the worst for him.
Yes.
You know what they really should have done? And I'm pretty sure they probably wanted to do it, but it probably would have been called out by Impact. You know, Mickie James was doing her last rodeo. And Mickie James was on the thing of, I'm gonna keep wrestling, and the next match I lose, I'm done.
Ooh.
That's what they should have did with Danielson, especially him putting the clock on it. He should have been like, hey, I'm gonna keep going within this next year, but if I lose, I'm done. He should have beat Zachary tonight, but then it may be like 3-4 months, maybe like January, February, March. Zachary like, hey, Danielson, I want that rematch. Zachary beats Danielson. Danielson is like, oh no, I'm retiring a little bit earlier than I expected, but hey, I'm going by my rules I set up. That's what they should have kind of did with Danielson, that I'm gonna keep going until I lose.
See, I like it, but that's the reason why I picked Zachary. That's the
Yeah.
reason why I picked him, because I thought they were going to take that route, because I figured that since the same thing with kind of Kenny and Osprey.
Takeshita.
Yeah.
No, not Takeshita. But I'll get to that when we get to that match.
Oh, that's next up. So get your takes ready, because that's next up.
The thing with Osprey and Omega is the fact that how they're trying to keep that shit sacred to New Japan.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do like the opposite, where Zack Sabre Jr. wins here, and then they run it back at New Japan, and then Danielson
get his dub back.
Exactly. And then they get that third match at some point.
Yeah.
But
at like a Forbidden Door or something.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. Speaking of Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita, the next match, which before we start, I am going to give the hottest of takes in a second. The Don Callis family. The Don Callis family of Sammy Guevara, Real Ospreay, and Konosuke Takeshita versus Chris Jericho, Kenny O, and Kota Ibushi. Okay. Everybody knows, especially on this channel, if you've been listening, how I feel about Don Callis.
Whoa. You say it right.
Drip.
That is
Drip
Uncle
Callis.
Uncle Callis. Uncle Callis.
I'm not saying that. Everybody knows how I feel about Don Callis, okay?
Drip.
I'm going to say this.
Callis.
At this point, with the outcome of this match, what the fuck can Jericho and Omega do to get revenge back?
Burn down Callis' home.
Look, they're gonna have to, because the thing is, in every turn, the Callis family beats Kenny, Kota, or Jericho. So even if they get their one win back, that's not going to determine from all the other pay-per-views y'all got y'all's asses spanked. They lost it all in, all out. Here, what can they do to get their heat back? Hell,
They
at this
bring in
point,
Kenny Omega's greatest rival.
Hell, at this point, Jericho should have betrayed the Golden Lovers to join the Callis family.
They bring in Okada.
But even then, still, if we're looking at the wins and losses, the Callis family is still very one-sided here.
Yes. The only person that this does a disservice to is Kota Ibushi. That's the only person.
Yes.
Yeah. He's got 3 losses now, doesn't he?
Yep.
Or two.
Two.
No, it's 3.
No, because when he can't, because he's
my bad too. I forgot they did win Blood and Guts.
Yeah.
They did win Blood and Guts.
The thing, look, I love the Don Callis family. This is right now this is my current favorite faction.
I appreciate the Don Callis family.
No. Uncle Callis.
I'm not saying that. I appreciate the Callis
Uncle
family.
Don. How about Uncle Don?
I'm not saying that either. I appreciate Don Callis.
How about Drip Callis?
Uncle Drip Callis?
Oh, fuck no. I appreciate Don and his band of misfits, but I still got the Mogul Embassy as my favorite faction at the moment.
Look, here's the thing about the Don Callis family.
Well, I don't know, because
Uncle Drip Callis.
Uncle Drip Callis. Here's the thing about the Drip Callis family. It's the fact that it's
the Drip Callis family. No,
it's such a slow burn with the way that, because they're not rushing it. They've been taking their time. Their build is akin to Don Callis's theme music.
Okay,
come on, but that theme
I'm
music
going to give credit where credit is due. That is the most obnoxious, but it does what it needs to do. Theme music. Literally, somebody just went to a piano and just.
Now, I will say this here, and some people may not like it, but I don't give a shit because I know I'm right, and
Yeah.
I'm very objective in the way that I see things. Sami Zayn does a fantastic Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yes, he does. Takesha.
Takeshita does a way better
You know
Blue
why?
Thunder Bomb
You know why?
than Sami Zayn.
One, Takesha is taller, and Takesha has more muscle. So when he had that extra rotation added to it, it was like, oof.
Yeah.
Because
It
I
felt that.
see Takeshita's Blue Thunder Bomb the same way that I see Baron Corbin's Deep Six.
That deep six.
Oh, that deep six.
It's fucking
Hey,
amazing.
especially when he hit that shit on Braun Breaker Saturday, when he added that extra little whirl to that deep six, that was beautiful. But yes, but see, once again, you have a 6'4" Takesha versus what, a 6 foot at the most Sami Zayn.
We will find out.
So Takesha is going to look better, especially with his height and that strength. Because you're right, Takesha's Blue Thunder, that shit.
Sami Zayn did not expect that.
How tall is it?
6'1".
Oh, okay.
Huh.
So you have a 6'1" Zayn, 6'4" Takesha. Still, sometimes that extra rotation. You know, like when Claudio does that giant swing, when Claudio decides to go for like 30 rotations, it'd be like, I would have been threw up in that ring. I would have been just been bleh.
Wow. Hold on. Wait. Hold up. Now we got to fact check. Takeshita, 6'2".
They said he was 6'4". They lied.
They lied to you.
Okay. They said he was 6'4". Huh. Okay.
Damn it, Uncle Drip Callus.
Did he wait? Callus said that? Look, okay. Well,
I think he said he was 6'4".
If that's the case, then Uncle Callus is telling the truth, and Kenosuke Test is 6'4". Google lied. He is not 6'2".
He did not just take Don Callis' side just that fast. That is amazing.
No. If Uncle Callus
that was hilariously quick.
That was hilariously quick.
Uncle Callus said
wow.
That motherfucker is 6'4".
Uncle Drip said it, so it had to be real.
If Don Callis said it, Liv Diesel's gonna believe it.
That's true. It's because it's the truth. That's what. Look,
wait, you didn't hear Uncle Don say that I'm the champ then?
He didn't say
that. I'm going to stay the champ.
He didn't say that. I know it because that's my Uncle Drip Callus, and he didn't say that. So if he would,
that's my Uncle Drip Callus.
If he would have said it, then that probably would have been true. But it's not. So.
I mean, he did. So.
See, what we were talking about, Takeshita is 6'4", like Scoot was saying, and
I think Uncle Drip lied.
Hits different when you are 6'4", towering over a 6'1" Sami Zayn. Scoot, continue. Back to what you were saying.
But yeah, like I said, I can appreciate I'm digging the fact that Guevara, Ospreay, Takesha. I thought it was somebody else in that group too, but I guess it's just them. I'm feeling it.
Now, I thought they were gonna have the next member reveal himself because when they were doing the vignette and they showed like the Last Supper image, they showed one face that was kind of like
blurred out.
Yeah. So I thought that was gonna be the reason why they would have won this, but we didn't get that because I think they wanted to focus more on Sami Zayn's. I'm not Sami Zayn. Sammy Guevara's obnoxiousness. Yes, he was extra obnoxious during this match.
He really was.
He was. But yeah, I'm gonna let Diesel say it because he's gonna say it better. But go ahead. Who won the match again? Diesel.
It was Uncle Drip Callus and the family that took the dub this night.
Yeah, so the next match was for the AEW Tag Team Championships. You had the champs FTR defending against Ozzy Open. This wasn't a bad match.
They gave it a lot of time.
Yes. And
Too much.
for people who tend to watch my reviews and like how I say, I did not see a title change at all.
No.
I did not at one point think Ozzy Open was going to beat FTR. Sorry. Sorry.
I think they gave it a lot
Don't
of time
apologize.
because they wanted you to believe that Aussie Open could take it from FTR. But
Yeah.
even still, it didn't benefit because there was not a lot to tell you that, oh yeah, this can go the other way.
No.
And on top of that, by pro wrestling standards, 9 times out of 10, they have a number 1 contenders match for a title where the tag team that has the titles is on the same show. Usually means that the team that has the titles is not going to lose on that same show. So
Usually.
Yeah.
Just saying. Pro wrestling logic.
Usually. But like I said, it wasn't a bad match. I even love that Super Shadow Machine they hit at the end. But it wasn't a bad match. But yeah, it was just
it was there.
I just did not think that FTR was going to lose. Now, before we go, did anybody got anything to say about this match?
Nope. I'm good.
All
Pretty
right.
straightforward.
When they announced that this was going to be the main event, you just knew something was going to happen.
Something special is going to happen.
In our main event of the night for the TNT Championship, you had the turtleneck god Christian Cage versus Seattle's own Darby Allin. And boy, if you thought they gave Swerve a hero's welcome, they went nuts for Darby. They went crazy for Darby.
Kurt
And
Cobain, illegitimate child.
And I'm going to say this. At this point in my life, Darby must be part Wolverine. He must have some type of healing
with
factor.
some of these bumps.
He has to be part Wolverine.
Dude should have broken his arm on that step spot.
Jesus Christ.
He should have broken his arm. Did you see that spot? It's just like no.
The spots Darby takes is just brutal. And he won the first fall. He won the first fall. And the second fall, Christian won by countout because this man set up the steel steps. The original move he was going to do, it got botched and they redid it. He slammed him on those steel steps, 3 times? 2 times?
I think it was 2 for sure. I'm not
2
sure
for
about
sure. And the last one was just like Jesus. And Christian got in that ring. Christian got in that ring and looked at who was the ref? Was it Bryce?
Yeah.
He looked at Bryce and told him, count him out. Count him out. And Bryce looked at him like, really? Count him out. And then next thing you know, the stretchers came out. They load Darby. Christian was like, nah. Okay. I'm going to start tearing up the ring. And it was like, what in the hell is Christian doing? Then they get Darby on the stretcher. Christian was like, nah, this ain't over. Frog splash off the top rope while Darby's on the stretcher. And it was like, so they out here fighting. They out here really fighting. Gets him back in the ring with half the ring just exposed. So now they just literally wrestling on wooden planks. And yeah, it's just brutal. And once again, Darby, you really don't have to take these bumps.
Darby, you're going to be Jeff Hardy at like 30.
Okay.
Like Jeff Hardy now at like 30.
You don't have to take these bumps.
You don't, man.
You do not have to die for the art.
No.
He does not have to be an Owen Hart.
He does have to take these bumps.
No, what the?
No, wait. Not all.
Go ahead.
Specifically within this match, And this is where
Okay.
I segue to the shit that I was going to talk about with Christian Cage.
Okay.
Take MJF out of the picture for right now. Just for right now. Christian Cage is the best heel in AEW.
No. Christian Cage proved to me he was the best heel when he looked Nick Wayne in his face and was like, "Oh, you have a dead dad too, huh?" I was like, "He has it."
No. When he started shitting on said dead dad, that's when.
Yeah.
Now,
he was like, "Yeah." I went back and watched his wrestling. He wasn't good. No wonder I never heard of him. It was like, Jesus Christ, Christian.
Like your dad must not have been very good because I'd never heard of him. I was just like, the first time you ever brought it up, I was just like, oh fuck.
Exactly. Now, with all of this, for those of you who are watching this, or those of you who are watching this and know somebody who's asking, why did they put the title on Christian Cage outside of Luchasaurus? Here's the reason. This is the reason why. Because Christian Cage has found a way to make himself more relevant in being an older vet.
Yeah.
Because yes, MJF is one fantastic heel. Absolutely. Because he's in his prime. Probably pre-prime. He might be before his prime right now.
But the turtleneck God,
Christian Cage has found a way to reinvent himself better than
and
Chris
you know what's
Jericho.
even worse? You know what's even worse with Christian? His haircut, his face, and everything he looks and says.
Reminds you of asshole stepdad.
Yes. He has no give in his face. Like it's not a I'm saying this, but secretly behind, wish I wasn't saying. No.
You believe
you'd be like, I believe this shit.
Exactly.
He is definitely just looking at you and talking with you the disappointment he genuinely feels.
Because the shit he was saying, because like the shit he was saying to Jack Perry, cool. But he was looking Nick Wayne dead in his face on 2 different occasions and saying that shit without any hesitation. And it was
your
like,
dad wasn't relevant.
and that's the thing that makes it. And this is why I said put MJF aside, because even with MJF, you can look at him and say, yeah, he's an asshole, he's a dick. But if MJF came out and said, yeah, I'm doing this because of kayfabe, I want to keep kayfabe alive, you believe him in that regard. If Christian Cage came out and said, yes, I said everything that I believe when I was going through that heel phase, I would be like, I don't doubt him
at all.
He's just like, I let every intrusive thought out.
Exactly my point, which is why right now, if they wanted to take the AEW championship and put it on Christian Cage,
I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad. I would not be mad. I really want to see Christian Cage versus MJF right now. That would be amazing.
He doesn't have a dead dad.
He doesn't have a dead dad, but he can still make fun of quote unquote the Jew boy as MJF paints himself.
Oh, I want to see it now.
If they cross that line and let Christian just go, I'm telling you, the turtleneck God himself is just running a rough shot.
But had I won, I bought a turtleneck just in case I won.
Tell me that it's not sleeveless. Like
no, I couldn't find a sleeveless turtleneck, unfortunately. I wanted to.
But the closing moments of this match, we get a very epic rough bump, and then here comes Nick Wayne.
Oh, well, Nick Wayne, yeah.
Nick Wayne comes out and he snatches the TNT championship from Cage, and then he slides in next to Darby, and it was like, 2-on-1. And then Christian was looking at him like, oh, so this is what we doing? And Nick Wayne and Darby was like, yep. And then Nick Wayne took that championship and plugged the fuck out of Darby Allin. And it was like, and then I'm even loving Nick Wayne's mom because she was in the audience like, my boy, what is you doing?
And
He said, "I want Christian to be my new dad."
and that's the thing right there, which is like they had me when he came out, took the belt, and then stood by his mom. I was like, okay, they're doing something a little different here. But the moment that he got in the ring, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, he's about to turn. It's
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
you had me with the unpredictability for a second.
Yeah. And then the way Christian just picked up Bryce, get your ass over here and make this.
Yo, he dragged him by his belt strap and was like, yo, just
get
come on.
your ass over here and make this count. And Christian retained. And then next thing you know, Luchasaurus comes out. We get a nice little. No, sorry. Did Lucha come out and it was 3-on-1? Yeah.
Luchasaurus came out and Sting came out.
And then Sting came out. The next thing you know, they was beating down the Stinger. And then the lights went out. Then we get a vignette.
And
there
Adam
you go.
Copeland. Sorry, the rated R superstar, Adam Copeland.
He shows up in a nice little vignette and lets the people know that he is all elite. He even wrote Beth Phoenix a note that I sent to the group chat that let her know that he was gonna walk the dog, that he was gonna be back in a few. But messed around and wound up somehow in Seattle and at the Climate Change Arena, and boom, here we are.
I've been waiting for Nick Wayne's heel turn. I've been waiting since like All In.
Yeah.
He's gonna work
That's
better.
what it,
Also, y'all predicted that Nick Wayne was gonna.
Loki did
Okay,
too.
you been Loki too. I didn't think that, Nick Wayne was gonna betray Darby.
Look,
Oh no, dude, that was on the wall since like AR Fox.
The moment that Christian Cage had started scouting Nick Wayne, I was like, oh, it's definitely happening.
Yeah,
definitely, because it for something about it just made sense.
Okay.
And it was because it's like because you got the whole thing with him and Luchasaurus, and it's like it's not getting stale because he's carrying that, but Luchasaurus is getting stale in a sense because he's being overshadowed by Christian Cage.
So now if you have Nick Wayne and Luchasaurus kind of as a tag team now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Luchasaurus dropping the belt. I mean, yes, that makes sense for the follow-up, but Luchasaurus dropping the belt did like kind of push him out of the relevancy because it was still just wildly entertaining to see Christian talk about his belt that was actually on Luchasaurus.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like Nick Wayne finally joining was I was like, oh, now they're finally pulling the trigger on that. But I guess we're gonna get some kind of Brood style Edge. I mean, excuse me, Adam Copeland, since he's gonna be joining Sting and Darby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be honest, I saw Edge's post. Sorry, Adam's post. I saw Adam's post, and now we got the Adam trifecta: Cole, Page, and Copeland. Got the Adam trifecta now.
You have a lot of Adam.
But I saw Adam's post, and he was saying that he cleared the air. He was like, it was nothing against WWE. I spent 25 years there. I met my wife there. I got championships there. All of the above. He was saying that I left because there was nothing for me. They essentially told me really that there was nothing for me. So it was like, why stay? And he was like, now I get to go to AEW, see some familiar faces, new matchups. Let's see what this ride takes me. And he even said the one thing in the middle of his statement. It is wrestling, people. It is okay to like both companies. We, as wrestlers, support each other in whatever company they're in. Don't be weirdos. So, and he had a lot more to say and everything, but it's going to be interesting to see how he's used and how much longer he truly has to.
Look, and
I give him like 2-3 years.
Yeah,
I might give him a solid 2.
I would say 2. Mainly because what
If
they're
he's gonna really push it, 5. But yeah,
they're gonna do 3 things primarily, and I can guarantee this.
Okay.
One, you're getting the triple threat match or the 6-man tag match. Darby,
Yes.
Sting, Edge, or Adam against Christian, Wayne, and Luchasaurus.
Lucha.
Clearly, that's going to be like the first feud, obviously.
For sure.
Sorry, let me add a fourth. You're going to get that match between Christian and Adam, obviously.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you're going to get another Hardys and Adam and Christian match for sure.
You think so?
You're getting that.
Yeah.
They're going to book that as an old man ladder match for sure.
Oh no!
I don't want to see it because it's funny how it's the opposite of how it was in the beginning, because you had the Hardys as the more agile team at the time. And now you're going to have the old man ladder match where Adam and Christian are the more agile team. Then who should be the agile team?
No, it's going to be a nice reflection.
Fair enough. And then I would say that they're going to, as long as Adam stays healthy enough, which he will because he has FTR there, because they're going to help train his ass ad nauseum. He is going to be a world champ, whether it be ROH, New Japan, or AEW. He's going to be that before he retires completely.
If they book him right and book things correctly, I could totally see them going down the CM Punk route with him. But since we know he's not problematic like Phil, that's what's going to help Adam, that he's not problematic. The only thing that's going to make the situation problematic is if the locker room is like, fam, another one, like another one.
Well, here's how you fix that. You find a way to get the title on Cage. And then during this time, outside of that 6-man tag, because this is going to have to happen before the old man ladder match. You have it to where,
damn, you got to have the old man ladder match be his send-off match.
Yes, because it's got to be nostalgic. You gotta have him be the one to shut Christian up. He shuts Christian up. He gets that settlement because then you got this whole thing where it's like best friends having that championship match, because they never had it in WWE. They have the championship match.
That's true.
And so they get that main event.
You don't think Edge is gonna just take the TNT championship off of you don't think Adam is gonna take the TNT or the internet? You don't think Corner is going to take the TNT championship off of Cage?
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Not
at all.
The names that they've been giving Adam Copeland has been funny. They didn't call that man Ledge, Corner.
Ledge.
but that's the first thing I thought about, was that Adam was going to take that TNT championship.
Nah, I think there's still.
What was his other name?
I think it was Sexton something.
Yeah, Sexton Hardcastle. Hardcastle. I was waiting for him to come back as that.
The only reason they didn't is because of how big of a name he is.
Yeah,
that they had to go that route.
And I'm telling you, if he would have came out and they would have been like, Sexton Hardcastle is here, I would have cut the TV up.
Come on, even with the music, come on, man.
I would have been like, Sexton Hardcastle. Nope. Y'all got it. I don't give a fuck how your show ends. Nope.
Sexton Hardcastle is all elite. Ah!
Nope. I would be like, all right, I'm good. Y'all got it. Like, y'all got it.
Funny. That's funny.
But yeah, Copeland comes in for the save. I guess the good guys were on top. The fans
Yeah.
got a chance to celebrate that Copeland showed up, even though Darby took a hellacious L. But yeah,
For
it
like
was
the third
announced,
time too.
and it was announced on Dynamite. Copeland is going against Luchasaurus,
Mm-hmm.
so he will get his first in-ring action, and we'll see how that goes. It's gonna look weird if he has Copeland on his tights, because we're used to seeing Edge.
Oh,
It's gonna look
completely
weird.
forgot about his fucking tights.
He's just gonna have the tights that have rated R superstar on them or some
Probably,
shit.
yeah, you're probably right. Probably gonna just be rated R superstar.
They clearly spent the combined firework budget that have all the stars on Adams fireworks for sure.
Oh,
For sure.
for damn sure. It's true. It's damn true.
Because there's not one person who's had elaborate fireworks like that on AEW.
You know what I love about wrestling and its logic?
What's that?
They was about to hit the concerto, and the lights go out. Copeland's music hits. He does the celebrating, and I'm thinking to myself, you can still just beat the shit out of Darby and Sting.
Yeah, you don't have to watch him like come down the ramp. You can still hit him.
You can still just keep beating the shit out of people.
I always wonder why they do that. Which is why I was so happy that they did. I was so happy that they still kept beating Matt Hardy's ass, even though Jeff Hardy's over here still dancing.
That was a moment I loved so much. Jeff was out there, and Hardy was getting stomped at, and it was like your brother in there getting stomped on, and you sitting here
pelvic thrusted and shit.
But
yes,
yeah. So, yeah. So let's discuss one last thing, I guess, before we go. AEW basically kind of said that this was like the end of an era. And all of these rumors have been going around. Do you think there's any validity to the rumors of Tony Khan potentially buying New Japan?
It's either New Japan, Stardom, or both.
Yeah.
And
do you think that those rumors hold any weight?
I'm thinking that it's not that big of a deal. I'm thinking it's actually just the fact that Bleacher Report or AEW pay-per-views or AEW affiliated pay-per-views are going to go on the Max. Yeah, I think it's the Max deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I can. There's definitely more percentage of it being valid than not. Because it benefits New Japan way more to expand their market in America. So, and it makes it easier for them to do stuff in America versus not. So I don't see there being a downside to them signing or making the deal with Tony Khan.
Okay. All right, but we'll see, because Tony Khan loved his announcements. Well, I guess if he's the king, they go Prince Loki right there.
Yeah. But, really, are we really doing that right now?
I mean, technically, he's the champ.
Heavy as the head, and I mean, I've been told I'm a little big-headed, so
he's the champ. I mean, champs do champ things.
Yeah. The Royal Hound here has spoken earlier. If you did not tell before, he said, and I do quote, "Bow wow."
That's a big Torgal over there for my Final Fantasy 16
people. You know what? Now I realize what this is. This is this whole
that would be my Torgal. That would be my Torgal.
This bang gang shit. There's a bias. There's a bias.
The bang bang gang.
Oh, Scoot.
Yeah.
Because you said it earlier. He said the pew pews, right?
Pew.
He said you got the bang bang gang and you got the pew crew.
I said the pew boys.
Oh, the pew crew.
Wow. Right. Wow.
Guns up.
Bang bang.
Well,
Pew
Guns
pew
up.
crew.
I'll tell you what's funny. What's funny is that this thing here.
Hey man, hey, you take care of that.
You want this so bad. You
Yes.
make it past this weekend that's coming up. You make it past,
Man.
and I will gladly hand this over to you.
I'm gonna need that address
because the
Sunday night.
The only thing that's going to happen is you get handed the absolute shortest reign in tag prediction championship history. That's
Look,
all.
man. I said I was gonna break records. I didn't say which ones.
You don't want to break that record. I'm fine with it, of course.
Look, man, they don't ask you about which records you broke, just how many records you broke, okay?
Fine. I'll tell you this, because, hold on, Scoop. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Because y'all, you got the pew pew crew. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The one person that holds the shortest reign record is this guy right here.
That's fine.
So you would be doing him a favor if you lost this weekend.
But I think though my shortest reign was what, 20-something days?
No, I think it was like 15.
Okay, well, shit.
Or 18,
That's fine. That's fine. You know what?
That's fine.
You know what? If I make it an even 7, that's fine. That's fine. However, it ain't gonna happen. All right.
Look, that's why I'm not congratulating you. Come after this weekend. If you win, I will congratulate you, and I will hand you.
We need that address, Loki.
I will hand you this. I will hand you this beauty personally. I will put it. Matter of fact, it'll be nicely gift wrapped in a nice package with a handle and everything.
Damn.
But
it better be in a Louis bag.
It won't happen. That's a black bag. It's a black championship belt bag.
Oh, okay.
And you know what's crazy though? Was really crazy?
What's that?
If Jugs would have just waited. If he would have just waited to cash in, he would have had so much better opportunities to use his cash.
Oh, he could have used it on this whole pay-per-view.
So much better ways. But it was the thirst to have the crown back that just clouded his judgment.
He was just trying to hold on to that shit.
He didn't
not let go.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Didn't work out.
I'm not mad because I benefited from it. So it's okay.
Yeah, you damn sure did.
It's fine.
You damn sure did.
Damn sure did.
But at the same time, I will continue after this weekend on my road.
His road.
Taking what is mine, because I am, after I take this back this coming weekend, I will be 1 win away from being the first time 8-time tag predictions championship, which knocks this guy out of the stupid fucking running. It will. And yes, I'll say that I have a gripe and a bias against the shit that because look, it's impressive. Yes, it's very much impressive.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
It's very fucking annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah.
I need to
be unbearable.
I need to be the blemish because if he wins, I'm happy that he didn't win. So Jaeger, I congratulate you for that because this motherfucker did not win, and that's fine.
NXT messed me up, baby. If it wasn't for NXT.
Thank you for fine ass Tiffany Stratton. But hey, it is what it is.
NXT messed your boy up.
Tiffany Stratton just comes off as too much of a daddy's girl, and I don't mean like a sugar daddy. I just mean like she got a rich dad.
Yes.
I mean,
I can't deal with that character. I no.
I mean, she's dialed it back a little bit.
They're gonna refine it for sure when she gets called up.
Probably.
Absolutely.
But hey, you know what's great? Even if I don't win it back at Fastlane or whatever, that's fine. There's still plenty of events.
Ain't nobody winning nothing back next Sunday.
We still got Full Gear. We still have Survivor
I'm
Series.
winning that. I'm winning that
We
too.
got Deadline. So, you know,
I'm
there's
winning that
opportunity.
too.
But
I'm
I'm letting
closing
you know this
out
right
the
now.
year.
I'm letting you know this right now. I'm proposing something, and I'm doing it right now on video.
What's that?
And whether y'all want to agree to it or not,
I hope it's not talking about winning within the next like 3 months, 4 months.
Well, this is what I propose, and I'm gonna let you gentlemen think.
Okay.
Royal Rumble.
I
Royal
knew you were about to
Rumble
say Royal Rumble.
is in January. How about whomever is champion come Royal Rumble, that champion sits out and the other three compete. So that way, that person, kind of like the Money in the Bank situation, whoever wins Royal Rumble gets a guaranteed shot at that predictions champion one-on-one at Mania. One-on-one.
Oh, only a one-on-one. So wait,
Oh,
what are
you
the
know
other?
what?
Wait. So what do the other two people do?
Here's what happens with the other two. The other two
Decide runner-up.
decide the number one contender for WrestleMania Backlash,
There you go.
and then that one-on-one, and then everything after that up until Money in the Bank.
It can stay fatal four-way.
Yeah,
What if Endeavor gets rid of the backlash?
they won't.
I mean, we'll see what happens for that time, but for
Look,
sure,
whether it's
Royal
Backlash,
Rumble.
I mean, they
WrestleMania
probably
Backlash, the following PLE, as
Yeah.
Scoot would say,
won't.
that one-on-one.
And fuck PLEs. I hate that term. Call it a pay.
But yeah,
But yeah.
that you know what, Scoot, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
You know what? That'll work.
Whoever's champion come Rumble, they take Rumble off.
That's fine.
They can enjoy Rumble, and if they want to pick just for gentlemen's sake, they can. Or if their champion is feeling froggy, they could defend at Rumble if they want. It'll be champion's choice.
Look, and when I'm champ again, I'll defend at Rumble, and I'll defend a one-on-one, with somebody.
I don't mean to
after
force
that point too.
here,
So
buddy.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. So I'll look forward when I'm champ.
So when Rumble comes around and you're not champion, and we remind you about all this shit talking you were doing.
Oh, that'll be because I will have won at Royal Rumble and be a nice little first class ticket to Mania, which I can.
Oh, so you're admitting there's a possibility where you're not the champion by Rumble.
There's the possibility that I can just go ahead and just make my 8th win for Mania, making it that much sweeter. Absolutely, yes.
You must be out your mind if you
all outside of it.
You must be out your mind if you think I'm going to be shut out for that long.
Like, here's his mind, and then he's over here.
Oh, see, that's my bad. See, I was only thinking about myself. I didn't really give a shit about what everybody else is going to do. I was only focused on what I was doing. That's fine. I mean, it's cool. It's cool. I mean, I love y'all and everything, but
love you too. But that's why it's going to be even sweeter.
Even though I can't really hold this with the same, acknowledgement that I would hold.
Yeah. Sir, could you hold that with some gloves or something? You're gonna leave like fingerprints on it.
Wow.
You're gonna leave like scuff marks and fingerprints on it. I'm gonna have to like clean it up.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? He has to shine it off. The previous champion.
I mean, the crazy thing is I can't say anything about it because he technically is champ. So whatever happens with this belt, I have to sit here and just like take the shit. So it's like whatever.
Yeah. But hey, Fastlane is approaching.
It is.
And there's only one match or two. There's only 2 matches I'm having difficulties with. Only 2.
They haven't announced the full card yet.
I think so.
After, because there were no Raw matches. I think it was more SmackDown matches than Raw.
So as of right now, we have Rollins and Shinsuke, last man standing.
Mm-hmm.
We have Cody and Jey Uso versus Judgment Day for the tag titles. We have the LWO versus Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. We have John Cena and LA Knight versus Jim Uso and Solo Sikoa.
Mm-hmm.
We have
really weird.
LWO versus Bobby Lashley and Street Profits.
I said that one.
No, you said that one.
There's another match.
Io Sky, Asuka, Charlotte.
Thank you. Triple threat.
There we go. I swear to
So-
God, if Charlotte wins that,
So we have 5 matches so far.
I think they're gonna put a solid 8 on there.
sounds
But yeah, it's
good.
gonna have to all come from SmackDown.
So, I
But
mean,
all right, guys. That was
Go ahead and give us that good old sign off, Mr. Beasley.
okay. I know y'all don't like the fact that I'm not champ right now, people watching. But again, whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate it, thumbs up, thumbs down, leave all your comments, concerns, or congratulations for Jaeger being champ down below.
Guns
Make
up.
sure to go ahead
Okay.
and tag. We're not
Pew,
listening
pew,
to Scoot.
crew.
Make sure you go ahead and tag that subscribe button, tag that notification bell, get all that good stuff out the way so that way you can be notified for everything that we do up on this channel. But until then, after I give a nice little too sweet, bada 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 bam. Until you hear these immaculate faces, or sorry, until you see these handsome faces and hear these immaculate voices, we bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful, beautiful, beautiful mother effers, tag the fucketh. Ow.
Dollars make a way to make a change. Gotta be insane to make those same mistakes again. So I'm switching lane to lane. Pray the curb don't scrape.